It's another reaction video. I don't have anything else to say. Let's just jump into it. These shotguns ruined Fortnite. I'm not really loving this season of Fortnite. It started well, but I'm kind of tired of the cartoony Simpson look. So let's see what RizHub has cooked for
Every
us
Fortnite
today.
meta revolves around the main shotgun from that season. It's the only class of weapon that's basically required to carry to win a fight, but if the shotgun feels bad, then it
Not
can
always.
completely ruin the season. Unfortunately, Fortnite has released a lot of frustrating and annoying shotguns, and it's no surprise that every single creative map has an option for the OG pump. In this video, I'm going to break down the
Iconic.
3 things that
Nothing
Fortnite
beats,
repeatedly gets
nothing beats OG Pump. Right? It's the best shotgun ever. There's nothing above. No mythics, nothing beats an OG Pump.
wrong with shotguns, starting off with the structure damage. This one change, in my opinion, has ruined so much of box fighting for the last 2 years. Now, this didn't happen with the hammer pump, which was released at the start of chapter 5.
Hated
it started
it.
with the
I didn't like the
Gatekeeper,
hammer.
my least favorite shotgun of all time.
What? I love a gatekeeper. I love a gatekeeper. Right now, I'm playing reload. I love a gatekeeper. Honestly. What you mean, bro? Gatekeepers are
Apologies
goated.
for the jump scare, I know that gun can be traumatic. Now, the Gatekeeper only had 3 shots in the chamber without a weapon mod, and you can see on screen the insane structure damage that each shot dealt with each different
shit.
rarity. Even in a green rarity, which is extremely common, this still does 76 structure damage, which is more than a single pickaxe swing at 75, going
Mad.
all the way up to the Mythic, which deals 93 structure damage. Now, let's take this scenario here where Peterbot is aggressing a boxed up player. Notice how when he drops down, he just aims his crosshair at the head of the other player. Now, what can this other player actually do in this scenario? He should probably edit a wall that's in front of Peterbot, as this would give him a right-hand peek.
Yeah.
But instead, he decided to do possibly the worst peanut butter edit I have ever seen.
What?
Now, I don't know if you know this, guys. Hopefully you do after watching my channel for so long, but you're actually meant to be behind the wall when you confirm the peanut butter edit, not at the complete other corner of the box. But because Pete's had his crosshair on his head the entire time, he just hits a 117 damage shot. Okay, so the other dude made a bad peek, and he got hit. But what if he had made a good peek in this scenario? When a brick wall is edited in a peanut
He's
butter
gonna
edit
say you
from
would just shoot
full
the wall,
HP,
right?
it goes from 300 to 93 HP.
Ah, okay.
And does that number sound a little familiar? This is the exact same structure damage that the Mythic Gatekeeper deals, which Pete is using. This means that even if the other player in this scenario had perfectly hugged the wall and made the best peanut butter edit possible, which we know he definitely did not, then Peterbot could have just shot once and replaced the wall. So because Peterbot is just holding his gun, looking at the other player can't make a bad edit because he will get shot, and he can't make a good edit because Pete will just replace the wall. Now watch the next elim where this player is boxed in wood. He tries to replace the wall with the SMG but fails, so he walks to the left and stares at the other player with his gun out, very similar to the previous fight. He then shoots once to weaken the wall, and then he grabs a few walls around him to give himself some edit control. Then he just again stares at him with the Gatekeeper. Now in this scenario, the other player cannot make a good edit on his wall, and he can't make a bad edit
he
because
just
he'll
has
get
to
hit.
leave
So
the
Pete just waits
box.
until he looks away and then replaces it and kills him. The Mythic is
okay.
obviously the
Bro,
worst version
like,
of this.
it's honestly just be good. Just get good at the game, bro. Nah, I'm not having no gatekeeper slander, bro. Fuck off.
Since it has the highest structure damage, but every rarity beyond the green, as I already mentioned, deals more damage than pickaxe. Now this video from Slyjack, titled Why You Shouldn't Make Safe Peaks, describes this issue incredibly well, and I'll link this video down below. And he's
Why
an
you
absolutely
shouldn't.
sick channel. You should go subscribe if you're not already, especially if you like my content, you will love his. So in this video, Slyjack sets out a couple of options that you have as a defensive player and also options you have as an aggressive player. So let's go through the options that you can do once you've just taken a wall and show why high structure damage shotguns completely ruin these. You can
Okay.
either do a wide peek, like a top row, where you'll shoot the player and then try to reset before they shoot you. You can do a safe peek, like a peanut butter edit, where the other player can't shoot you at all because you're behind it. You
Okay.
can not edit the wall at all and then go from a different angle and try to piece them up as they're reboxing. Or you can edit and reset the wall to try and bait out a shot and then edit it again and then shoot them. Now, I won't spoil his entire video, but basically doing a safe peek, like a peanut butter edit here, just doesn't really work. Now on screen, you can see the wall structure health. And basically these are the numbers that a fully built
Wait. Oh, so the health after a window edit, after a 3 tile, after a 4 tile, and after a wide edit. Okay.
wood, brick, or metal wall will reduce to once they have just been confirmed the edit, and then their HP will continually grow after that. Now, as you notice, the 93 threshold is actually very, very important. This is because any wood that's edited will be below 93. almost any edit on brick will be 93 or below outside of a window or a door, and any 4 tile or top row or wide edits done on metal will also be below this. So this means if you're the aggressive player and you just replace a wall and do a safe peek where you are behind it, other player just has to shoot once and they will be able to replace your wall.
Then what's the alternative? They take a wall and then you're cooked. That's it. No, they take a wall, you should be able to get it back, or they just hold the wall. Like, I don't know about this one.
Personally, making your safe peek pretty bad. Even if they don't do this, because of sprint and the fact that everyone's pretty mechanical now, by the time you're behind the safe peek and trying to get into it, where you try to swing into it, a lot of players can also just sprint and get out the box. And this is actually one of the main reasons that fights just drag on, because players just manage to continually rebox and get away from you. And if you watch a lot of the best players play, what you'll notice is a lot of the times they're just doing big 50-50 edits and trying to do them fast and trying to get a shot off before the other player can even react. Now, most of the competitive community moaned about this weapon for the entire chapter, given just how brain dead it was to get eliminations with. And the first day of chapter 6, I must say, was probably one of my favorite days in the Fortnite scene, not because I thought chapter 6 was one of the best chapters or seasons of all times, just because the Gatekeeper was gone. But did you notice our little bait and switch? In those clips, we weren't actually using the Gatekeeper, we were using the Sentinel Pump. That's because in the gold rarity, for some reason, this actually does more structure damage than the mythic Gatekeeper. Now this shotgun, unlike the Gatekeeper, has been very, very well received. I honestly don't really see that many people complain about it, and I even did a Twitter poll to see how people felt about it, and 65% of people said that they felt that it was balanced. Now looking at the damages...
Maybe because Gatekeeper, it's like attack, right? So it shoots often. And then the Sentinel is a pump, so even though there's a structure damage, you can't like shoot the wall, shoot the guy directly. You have to take the wall.
Sentinel Pump is very similar to a regular pump shotgun. It fires a little bit faster and has a lower body shot damage to make up for it. However, it has a high headshot damage, so those max pumps feel very good, and it basically rewards you for having good aim. Now, I'm obviously talking nicely about it, but this is a video talking about things I hate about the shotguns. So why does this do 93.6 structure damage in the gold rarity?
Pump does 55? Mad. I did not know.
Threshold is actually incredibly important. All of the same frustrating interactions that happen with the Gatekeeper, you can also do with the Sentinel Pump. Rather than having to reload the entire clip at once, you can reload each bullet one by one. This even more devalues the pickaxe. Why would a player ever take out their pickaxe and risk swinging on a wall when they can just shoot it with the Sentinel Pump from a far distance away and then reload as they're getting closer to the wall? Worst of all, there's no delay in shooting when you're reloading. So now that interaction from earlier where you just aim at a player's head through a wall is made even stronger because you can continually reload as you do it. But with pump shotguns that have lower structure damage...
Oh my god, nah, this Thunder? Fuck Thunders, bro. Fuck this shotgun. It's ass! Reload simulator. This shotgun, oh my god, it's a reload I hate it, bro.
All of this really isn't an issue. The main current pump shotgun in the meta is...
This is one of the reasons why I don't like the Battle Royale mode, bro. This shotgun is ass.
The Thunder Pump. Now this has a structure damage of 60.5 in the gold rarity in comparison to the 93.6 of the gold Sentinel. Now if we look again at the edit structure health, we'll notice that the only walls that go beneath this HP are just big wide edits, which are the big 6-tile edits that most players use for pre-editing. This means that from full health, there are no realistic scenarios where players edit a wall and then it is pump replaceable. And this completely changes everything about defensive box fighting. Now if you're going to aggress a wall, you can't just do that same thing where you hold your pump over the other player's head, because if they actually make a good edit in this instance, they're going to have the advantage again, which allows defensive players to actually have some comeback mechanics. This also means because shotguns do less damage, players actually have to take out their pickaxes more, so defensive players yet again have more opportunities to take a shot. Even for defensive players, if the wall is just replaced and taken from them and the other player edits immediately, there's a lot of scenarios where this wall will actually go beneath 50 HP because it wasn't at full HP before it was actually edited. This means that defensive players can replace the wall back if it's just been stolen and edited from them. Now, I never thought I'd be all for increasing the strength of defensive box fighting because players just make a million boxes already as it is, and some fights are just very frustrating. But I really don't like the fact that with shotguns with high structure damage, you are punished for making a good edit. Now, don't get it twisted. I also hate the Thunder shotgun, but for completely different reasons. And that takes us on to the second thing that Fortnite continually gets wrong with shotguns. Reload time.
Reload time! That's what I'm saying. Thunder! Bro, I could speak. I could go on about this stupid ass shotgun. But bro, this literally might be the worst shotgun they've ever put. No, the worst pump they've ever put, because it's pretty much a pump. Might be the worst one they've ever put.
Fortnite can basically reload in one of two manners. They can basically reload the entire magazine at once, or they can reload each shot one by one. Weapons like the Gatekeeper were kind of nerfed because they had to reload the entire magazine at once, so players often completely ran out of ammo and then just died in fights. By players, I mean me in every single fight. Now, because the Gatekeeper was so strong, this felt like a good way to nerf it. Even though it was the best shotgun in the meta, and at a mod bench you could still get up to 5 shots, which meant that reloading was not much of a problem. But it was still nerfed by this, and ideally you want your shotgun to reload one by one. This keeps up the pace of the fight, because rather than stopping for a second or two to reload the whole clip, you can continually move whilst reloading, which keeps fights a little bit faster. But the problem with the Thunder shotgun in particular is that this reloads so unbelievably slowly. In order to reload the full clip of the Thunder Pump, it takes 5.3 seconds in comparison to the Sentinel's.
Oh my god, I just remembered they're adding a shotgun that takes 5 seconds as well too. I've just remembered. Oh my god, chapter 7 is, oh bro, what's wrong with what's going on at Epic Games? What's going on? You put a shotgun that everybody hates the Thunder, no one likes this shotgun. Then you're like, oh yeah, you know what we're gonna add for this new chapter, whole new chapter? That means we're keeping the gun until the end. We're keeping that gun. You decide to add a new shotgun that's also ass. I don't think, bro, just think.
4.4. That means for every shot, it takes 1.33 in comparison to the 1.1. Now, this doesn't sound like much of a difference.
No,
but it's already very easy to run out of ammo with the Sentinel because it takes so long to reload, and the Thunder's even slower.
Oh my god. And then you try to reload, and then you think you did, but then you didn't, and then you're in front of a guy, and you're both reloading, like holding your cock at the same time. I hate this shotgun.
Or if you've played with the regular pump shotgun, as this only takes 0.74 seconds to reload each shot. Remembering to reload your shotgun is absolutely a skill that has to be learned, but shotguns with really slow reload time just slow down the pace of fights and make it feel frustrating to box fight with.
Bro,
for shotguns that have a high structure damage, I understand having a slow reload time, but for guns like the Thunder, which have a really low structure damage, there's just literally no reason to have it reload this slow.
They literally went like, boys, how can we make the worst shotgun ever? Low structure damage, high reload, and it's also hits for shit. Like, it doesn't even have like high body depth. It's ass. Like, oh bro.
For this, I made this meme on Twitter, and I got this comment which said, I don't know, am I the only one that feels like the pullout time on it is good though? Kind of like my pullout game in college.
Pullout time for Thunder. Oh my, bro, the Thunder. Oh my god.
Now, for those unaware, the Thunder shotgun actually has the slowest pullout time of any pump shotgun ever released, which is a great
400 millisecond. I will fucking
segue to the third mistake that Fortnite always makes with shotguns, and that is pullout time. The Sentinel Pump has a 300 millisecond pullout time in comparison to the Thunder's 476, and when you edit a wall and pull out your shotgun, you can definitely feel the difference. Guns with a faster pullout time allow for faster, more mechanical plays to be made. Pullout time of the weapon also impacts the 4 options that Slajak laid out earlier in this video. On Human Benchmark, the average reaction time is around 284 milliseconds, and the median is 273. Now, this number isn't entirely realistic to what it's like when you actually play Fortnite, but let's use it as an example. Say you take a wall and you do a top row edit. If there's a player on the other side looking at you with their shotgun out already, we can assume it'll take 284 milliseconds for them to click and shoot you. Now, if you're editing with a Sentinel Pump, it'll take 300 milliseconds before you are able to shoot. So technically, the player inside of the box will be able to react faster. But if you watch pretty much any pro fight, you realize this isn't actually true. In realistic scenarios, players actually just can't react fast enough, so the player editing actually has the advantage. However, with the Thunder Pump, this gives the other player significantly more time to react, since his bullet time is 476 milliseconds. Now, you can think of this in 2 different ways. You can say that having a quicker pullout time is more skillful because you're rewarded for having faster mechanics, even if you take 50-50 edits. Or you could say that the slower pullout time is more skillful because you have to make a good peak and you can't just edit quickly. I think in reality though, the slower pullout time just makes fighting feel clunkier and more awkward, and the faster pullout time is much more skillful. Now, there's actually only 2 shotguns that Fortnite has ever released that don't make these 3 mistakes. The first one is the Hammer Pump shotgun.
I didn't really like. I don't know why. I didn't really like I didn't really like the Hammer Pump. I thought, I've never seen this shotgun ever. I didn't like the Hammer Pump. I felt like it was soft. I don't know. That's why I only main the Gatekeeper. The Hammer Pump, I don't know, it was just
GP
wasn't for me.
Scatter, which was in the Star Wars mini-season. Hopefully we'll get
I
some better
didn't play
shotguns
this
that fits this in the future, but I may have seen the leak going forward. I will not comment here if you don't want to hear the spoilers.
I will tell you, 5-second reload time. Paul, don't
Let's just
play
say
on us,
it doesn't
man.
fit all three of these categories. Like, subscribe, use code RESUB, and click on this video if you want to see some more.
Yeah, no. What have we learned today? We've learned that the Thunder is the worst shotgun ever. And apparently, Epic Games are not learning from their past mistakes. I guess we'll see what Chapter 7 brings. If you enjoyed, please don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and peace.